If you're a guitar player who's already got a gig, already proficient in a certain style or several styles, maybe you've already got your 10,000 hours in and you have an established practice regimen, this video is going to be about some things that you've already thought about and some choices you've already made. Who I'm speaking to in this video and who I think this video is important for is the guitar player who's newer on his journey, who's learning and growing. We're all hopefully still learning, but earlier on your journey, there's some decisions you need to make as to what type of guitar player you want to be. And I'm going to break this down into two very different but overlapping categories of guitar player that I think there are. And they're both very valid and both needed and important. And it's just a difference of position on what type of guitar player you want to be. And you need to make this decision as early as possible, even though you're going to be incorporating aspects from both into how you're learning and how you're growing. Also, I've got a new microphone in the studio. This is the United Studio Technology Twin 87. It's the first time I'm using it for dialogue for a video. So we're going to run it through its paces, see how it sounds. It's based on a Neumann U87, both classic and modern circuits in this mic. I did a short with it. I thought it sounded great. I've been using it on some vocals. So tell me what you think about the mic in the comments. Here at the top of the video, I want to give a shout out to Manny from Manny's Mic Locker. Manny's channel is a great resource for those of us addicted to audio engineering, and Manny recommended this United Studio Technology Twin 87. The way my budget works here in the studio, I really only have the funding for one nice piece at a time. I was looking at large diaphragm condensers. This mic was already on my radar. Then Manny recommended it and I heard it on his sources. I knew it was the mic I needed to get. I first became aware of Manny on Produce Like a Pro. Manny really supports artists. Hunt Sales, who's a living legend in my book, worked with David Bowie, probably most famous for doing the drums on Iggy Pop's Lust for Life. And he still works with Manny. I saw them produce a track not long ago. Hunt played basically everything on it and sang the vocals. Manny always supports artists. He's been really encouraging about this channel, telling me he thinks I should be able to get to monetization. He also came up under the legendary Steve Albini, RIP. Manny, thanks for the mic recommendation. It's great. Let's go ahead and talk about these two types of guitar player, because on a most basic level, I think every guitar player can be thought of as either a chameleon or an architect. And I would say at this point in our musical history that there are more people out here making a living as a chameleon guitar player than an architect. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube and look up Nashville session player or how to make a living in Nashville. If you're a YouTuber and you want a tip, here's a tip. Put Nashville in your title. I guarantee you will get views. And that's just a sign of where music is at right now. Chameleons are an asset because they're fluent in multiple types of guitar language. They can blend into settings well. Now, if you're an architect, you might have a couple different sessions as well, but these are going to be specifically your own thing. Like maybe you have a solo project and a band, and it's going to be a more unique style that you're going for, something that's all your own. I wouldn't say always more unique, but it's definitely something that it's your personality, something you're putting everything into, and you're trying to craft your musical style from the beginning in a certain direction. So if you want to be an architect style guitar player, you have to at first also be a chameleon. You're going to be drawing from all your influences to craft your style. So these two styles of guitar player do overlap a lot, but you need to be thinking very early in your journey as a guitar player about the type of guitar player you want to be. I want to talk a little bit about this channel and about what I do in my history. This channel is both studio and guitar based. I do a lot of videos on hybrid mixing, ways to make your music sound better, studio workflow, but I also do guitar pedal demos and videos on Mike Campbell and Keith Richards. There's another one on Rupert Neve, who designed some of the finest sounding studio consoles ever made. I'm doing one on this microphone right now. So if you dig studio content or guitar playing and want to learn how to make your music sound better, or just hear an appreciation of art and music, that's what I do here, and I keep content coming out regularly. I also make music that goes up on the streaming services. Back in the late 1900s, I took audio recording in college. Back then we were learning on DATs, which is now an obsolete technology, but I taught myself my DAW, and I make a lot of music and I put it out. So if any of that interests you, hit subscribe, leave me a comment, hit the like button. I'm gonna keep the content coming out. It's what I love to do. Thanks for watching. Right now, we're in an amazing time to be learning and practicing guitar. If there's a song that you want to learn, you can have it under your fingers in 10 minutes just by putting that song title in YouTube with guitar lesson after it. This is completely different from the way that I came up playing guitar and everybody I knew. First of all, you had to have the dedication to a band or to a song to take the time to do this, which is put the CD or tape in, play it over and over again until you got that song under your fingers. And this taught you several things that are essential with guitar playing, which are intervals, ear training, and dedication to your instrument enough to have the patience to do this and work this stuff out by ear because you love the band so much and you wanted to know those licks and you knew that those licks were going to be with you for a lifetime. And either type of guitar player you are, if you're a chameleon or you're an architect, either of those guitar players need this foundation and these techniques. We all have to go through this. And even if you're learning your material off YouTube, I think it's very important to also set aside some time to learn things by ear, whether that's putting on a physical copy of the record or just listening to the music on a streaming service. Before we wrap up, I want to talk about what type of guitar player I consider myself. I like to think of myself as an architect. There's several reasons for this, mainly because anymore, all I work on are my own songs. I'm constantly searching for tones and sounds and progressions to make my music impactful. And I think it would be amazing if I could stumble upon a tone or a sound that's never been heard before. It's very hard to do. There's been a lot of music made, but I'm always searching. And I still am a student as well. I do a lot of courses, like lately I've been learning pedal steel type licks on guitar, those bending type country twangy licks. I like that sound a lot, and I'm always practicing new things, but I very rarely play cover songs anymore, and I'm always working on my own tunes, writing in the studio. It's what I love to do. I like to craft things from nothing, take a blank sheet of paper and make it into something that sounds good. So that's the type of guitar player I consider myself. Let me know in the comments what type of guitar player you think you are, what you think about this microphone, and we'll see you on the next one.